March is another really busy readathon month, but don't worry, I have a plan. So my TBR for March this year is quite literally a mystery. There are 3 readathons that I plan on taking part in, but I think that I've managed to line up the stars, and these 3 readathons should all work really well together. They are March Mystery Madness, Middle Grade March, and Covers with Cassidy's Realmathon. I'm going to link to all of the hosts for all 3 of those readathons in the description below, and we'll talk about the prompts and the books that I've chosen in just a little bit. First, I'm going to talk about the 2 buddy reads I have for the month. Then we'll go into the Tailspin roles, and then we'll finish up with those readathons. First up is The Isle in the Silver Sea by Tasha Suri. This one was one of my most anticipated books throughout all of 2025, but it came out right towards the end, I think sometime in November, and with one thing and another I just didn't quite get around to it. Luckily, B at Just Be Weird has offered to buddy read this one with me, and I'm really looking forward to trying my first Tasha Suri novel. This one is a heart-shattering romantasy of sapphic longing, medieval folklore, and a love that spans the centuries. I've heard really good things about it, and I'm really hoping it's going to live up to that hype. The next one is Until the World Falls Down by Lynde. This is a labyrinth retelling, reimagining, inspired by, and honestly that's all I needed to know about it. I saw the title, I got the reference, I bought it. It was potentially going to be the group read for Fiction Falls Readathon in August. Unfortunately, it lost the poll, but Amanda at Amanda's Booktopia, who runs Fiction Falls, has kindly offered to buddy read this one with me this month instead. A woman with a broken heart, a seductive immortal who imprisons her, a magical labyrinth that may be her salvation, a dangerous attraction that could destroy them both. Her freedom or her heart, in 48 hours she'll lose one forever. So this one sounds like it's going to be a proper overblown type of romantasy, which I don't always get along with, but I am really looking forward to this one. So with those 2 buddy reads locked in place, we're going to go on to the Tailspin roles now, and hopefully what I get there is going to tie in really nicely with what I've got planned for the readathons at the end. And the first roll of the die is a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which gives us the prompt cards. These are probably my favourite square to land on. I do enjoy the prompt cards. Oh, only one, please. And this is the random emoji. So this is based on a vlog that I did last year where I used a random emoji wheel and I used it to kind of inspire a book choice. So that's what I'll do for this. Those green prompt cards are one of my favourite things to pull in the game, but the emoji pick was a lot trickier than I thought. I got that little loaf of bread, which actually did take me a while to figure out what it was meant to be. The book I've chosen is The Last Chance Hotel by Thornton. This is a middle grade fantasy mystery. Seth works in the kitchens of this hotel. His passion is bakery and cooking, so bread. And the villain characters that run the hotel are Mr. and Mrs. Bun, so bun and bread. Leave me alone. For the next roll, we have a 20, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That honestly couldn't have went any better, and I have another prompt card. This one wanted to come with us last time. It is a book without the, a, or of in the title. I suspect that's gonna be harder than I think. Another green prompt card, but this was a lot easier to find. This was a title without a or the anywhere in it. So, you know, those common words. The book that I've picked is an arc for a sequel to a book that I really enjoyed last year. This is Wayward Souls by Susan J. Morris. It is the second book in her Moriarty and Harker series that started with Strange Beasts. It's a sapphic historical paranormal mystery which features as its main characters the daughter of Dr. Moriarty from Sherlock Holmes and the daughter of Jonathan and Mina Harker from Dracula. In the first book, the two of them were assigned together to investigate a supernatural mystery happening in the catacombs of Paris. In this one, I think we're going to Ireland and following a more personal connection for one of the characters. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm hoping it's going to live up to the first one, which I really loved, but felt didn't delve deep enough into the protagonists. This one, I think, might kind of counteract that, so it should be a really good installment. The next roll is an 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And that's a continuous series. There are probably a ton of things I could have picked for a series, and I do now have a little cup on my shelf where I'm keeping track of all the series I want to continue with. So if I land on a series prompt and I don't have anything in mind, I can just pull something and continue with something I already know I should be reading. But for this month, because I'm trying to focus in on a lot of mysteries, I've picked Point of Knives. This is the second book in the Asteriant, I think it's pronounced, series by Melissa Scott. This series came out originally in I think the 1990s, but it's recently been re-released with all these matching covers and continued on a bit. So I bought all at once, I think books 1 to 5, and now there's a book 6 out, but I've promised myself that I'm not buying book 6 until I get to that point. This is technically the second book in the series, but it is like a little insert novella, so it shouldn't take me too long to read it, but it'll help me progress in that series as a whole. Because it's under 250 pages, it's going to tick off my Year in Aldea prompt for the month. I'm doing really well with some big numbers this time. The only one that could still trip us up would be this one now. That's an 11 coming this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So that is a mood read. For the mood read, I could just wait until I'm picking up books and decide literally what I'm in the mood for. But I think what I'm going to do is pick something that I'm in the mood for now, because it'll let me curate those readathons better. I'm picking A Murder Most Camp by Nicolas DiDomizio. This is a contemporary mystery with a queer main character who I think is a bit of a nepo baby from a rich business family, sent off to do his good deeds, I guess, at a summer camp, but gets caught up in a slasher style cold case mystery. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it sounds really good, and I don't think there's enough queer mysteries out there, especially gay ones written by men, so I'm really excited to read this one. And then, unless I get a 1, we're probably not going to add anything else, but we'll see. A 15, so that takes us to the end of the board. So that brings us to the end of the Tailspin rolls for the month, and I can finally talk to you about those 3 readathons. Now, like I said, mystery is the common thread that is going to pull me through all ahead in the places I want to. The first one is March Mystery Madness. I think this is the 10th round, so I'm assuming it's been running now for 10 years, which is just mind-blowing, the consistency. Every year it has some prompts, but you don't have to do them. So if I couldn't find any books to fit, then I would just be reading the mysteries I want to read. And most things I plan on reading this month, I'm gonna make a point of making sure they fit the mystery genre. But the theme and the 3 prompts that they have picked actually work really well for me, so I'm going to try and fit 1 book to each one. The theme is all about globetrotting and travelling the world, so the first prompt is to read a book that is set in a continent not your own. And I'm probably getting the easiest end of the stick on this because I can read books that are set in North America. I could maybe push myself harder and pick something that's not set in Europe, not set in North America either, but it works for me to do this one, so that's what I'm going to do. It also just happens that this arc, which I have, has a really travel related theme to the series in general, so it fits perfectly. This is Coastal Views to Die For by Sam Lumley. It is the second in, I think, what's called the Oliver Pop Mysteries. I have read the first one in the series, but quite frankly, I don't really remember any of it. So I'm basically going into this one as a standalone. This is another contemporary mystery with a queer romance. It's also got an autistic main character, and in this we're following Oliver, who is a travel writer. His latest assignment is a romantic road trip along the Oregon coast with his potential love interest and photographer Ricky. I really enjoy books that have a road trip because you get to see so many different locations along the way, and I really feel like I, as the reader, get to be a bit of a tourist on the page, so I'm really looking forward to this one too. The next prompt is to read a book from an author who is from a different country than you are. And again, I could probably be more adventurous with this, but again, I'm not going to because I think this book fits that travel theme really well. Mirage City by Lev A.C. Rosen in his Evander Mills series. These books are historicals set in the 1950s in San Francisco, and Andy is an ex-cop who was forced out of the closet and is now taking on cases where he can help the queer community in different ways. In the books so far, we've seen lavender marriages, we've seen don't ask, don't tell policies, and we've seen book censorship. So they always manage to be quite topical while they're being set 70 years ago. In this one, Andy seems to be investigating a queer rights activist group, but he's also going to be taking his own road trip from San Francisco to LA, where he might bump into his mother again, and we're probably going to get some family history thrown in there. But this is one of my absolute favourite mystery series. I waited for this copy to arrive for so long, and I'm really excited to be getting to it, especially in a month that is all about mysteries. The last prompt is to read a book that has been translated from a language not your own. And I don't actually own any books physically or on my Kindle that fit this prompt, but I do have two that I've been really eyeing up, so I'm going to try and get hold of those. My library definitely has one, 3 Bags Full by Leonie Swann. This has been adapted into a movie with Hugh Jackman that's coming out in the summer. It's about a farmer who is murdered, but instead of following the detective on the case, we follow the investigation through the eyes of his flock of sheep. It does sound really strange, and I've only read a couple of books where the animals are the investigators. It tends to be something you sometimes see in cozy mysteries, and honestly it's never something I'm a super big fan of, but I have seen some really good reviews of this one, and I think it could be fun to read it before I go and see the film. The other option is Strange Pictures by Uketsu. This is meant to be another really weird one, but one where you are looking at illustrations in the story as you read it and solving it alongside the detective. I don't really know anything about it other than it's got that unique format, but I've heard nothing but good things. So if I can grab a copy of that one, I might read them both, but we'll see how it goes. I definitely have enough books to fill the prompts. The next readathon that I really want to take part in is Middle Grade March. I really personally don't read a lot of middle grade anymore, but I always feel like I want to at least try and take part with a couple of books in March. Now officially the readathon doesn't have any kind of mystery connection, but I really enjoy middle grade mysteries, so it works really well if I double up here. There are 5 middle grade March prompts, and I think I can fill them all without too much trouble. The first prompt is to read a book that has a character's name in the title, and for this one I'm going to pick up Silverborn, The Mysteries of Morrigan by Jessica Townsend. This is the 4th in the Nevermore series. It's a magical school story that focuses on Morrigan, who has recently found out that her particular magic is unique and strange and kind of suspicious, even amongst all these magical strange people. Seems like it's going to be getting a bit darker than the previous books. I really flew through the first 3 books and I was really excited about this one, but it's just taken so long to come out that I have probably lost a little bit of interest, and I think if I don't read it now with this push to pick up middle grade, then I'm probably not going to end up picking it up at all, which would be a real shame because I have really enjoyed the books while I was reading them. I just need that nudge to get back to the series. The next 2 prompts are read a historical book and read a book with a book or books on the cover. The book that fits for both of these prompts is The Body Under the Piano by Marthe Joselyn. This is the first book in the Aggie Morton Mystery Queen series. These are historical novels. I think they are Edwardian, but I could be wrong on that. And we play around with the idea of a kind of young Agatha Christie, young Hercule Poirot. I don't know, but I loved the cover and I had to pick it up. Then we have to read a book with siblings, and for this one I've picked A Box Full of Murder by Janice Hallett. Even though it's for a middle grade audience, she's sticking with her established style where the story is told through the equivalent of found footage, sort of mixed media, text messages, email exchanges and the like. This follows siblings Ava and Luke when they find a box of old documents up in the attic and they start to investigate a cold case at a summer camp back in the 1970s. The last prompt is to read a book by a BIPOC author. This is another one where I don't have anything already in mind, but I did see that Julie Abe, whose books I've loved, has a new one coming out on NetGalley at the moment. So for now, I think I'm going to request that and really hope that the request goes through. And if it doesn't, I'll figure something else out. This is The Magical Library of Waterfall Way. It would also hit that books on the cover prompt quite nicely as well. The third and final readathon that I have on this TBR is Realmathon. This is a competitive team-based readathon, but there's like a dozen potential prompts and each book you read can tick off multiple prompts when you submit it. So in theory, pretty much anything you want to read will get you some points, will fit something, and it really works for people who are mood readers. For me, it's going to be perfect because all the books I've already picked up for Tailspin, for my buddy reads, for Middle Grade March, for March Mystery Madness, all of those are going to at least garner me a decent amount of points in this readathon, even if I don't actively try and find new books for it. I decided to join the Rogue team that has cats and knives as our symbol. Each team also has 2 bonus prompts that we can submit for, which will get us extra points on top of the standard batch. The Rogue team's prompts are to pick books from other people's TBRs, people who aren't on the Rogue team. So either people that aren't doing Realmathon or people who are doing Realmathon but are on a different team. This one would be great if I see something I'm really interested in mood reading towards the end of the month, but the Rogue prompt that I'm really going to hammer in on is to read mysteries. So obviously everything I've picked for March Mystery Madness, basically everything I've picked for Middle Grade March, and hopefully those Tailspin books are all going to work perfectly and hit me those bonus points. If I get through all of the books I've already decided on this month, then I can either just pick up more mysteries or I can start digging around into other people's TBRs. I really enjoy Realmathon because it does feel structured. We have that competitive urge, we have that team community feel, but it also really gives you a lot of freedom because pretty much anything you pick's gonna get you something. So although I'm doing all 3 of those readathons this month, they're gonna overlap in a lot of places and I actually feel like it's gonna be pretty chill. Do let me know if you're taking part in any readathons, especially if you are a Realmathon rogue. Say hi in the comments. And if you're not a rogue, then link me your TBR in the comments so I can come over and steal from you. I hope you're going to have a great reading month in March and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.